Here's how I'm gonna help a community member with a client project and a pretty hard niche that a client paid him $2,300 for. My name is Saad. I build sales systems for a living. I've scaled a sales team agency to 105K a month. And the reason I'm doing this is to give you guys a variety of niches. So whether you are going for B2B tech, recruitment, coaching, anything really, you can always do a good job. So this will give you guys all the knowledge and resource that you need to get up and running quickly and be able to do it yourself. So let's make some money.
Okay, so first client won my very first client project, $2,300 for a 45-day trial run, 20 booked appointments. Tag in Saad, can I use your help? Obviously, my man, you can use my help. So this client is actually in the coaching space, right? And you guys know, I don't like working with clients in the coaching space just because they typically have like a pretty vague offers, such as I will help you gain more clarity. I'll help you with your confidence, right? And typically people don't like these vague offers, right? They like something measurable and also tangible. They can measure the ROI, the return on investment, okay? But the cool part is that this client is actually better than most, okay? So you can definitely fulfill. And I always say this, you can almost do anything on the internet if you have the resources, aka money, and also the time, okay? So when I was talking to him, he asked me, Saad, do you think I should refund the client? And I was like, man, you don't have to. I mean, think about it. This client just paid you $2,300 for your first client, right? So there's no reason for you to refund him because I'm going to help you with fulfillment, okay? And I think this is one of the main reasons why I added the first client reward, just because people getting like anxiety about their first clients, like, how can I fulfill? What do I do this? What if I have to refund the clients, right? And I used to get this myself too, right? Trust me, I used to get this myself. So I think this is like the real actual value that people want, because we often have, as humans, like we all do, we all have like limiting beliefs about like, what if I can't fulfill? What if I'm not enough? And let me give you guys like one piece of advice, okay? I'm going to look you in your eyes and say, hey, listen, nothing exists. You don't exist. The only thing that exists is the task. You are the task, okay? Nothing, like none of that actually exists. It's just that your identity, right, is catching up to the new reality that you just created, right? I mean, think about it. You just got your first clients at $2,300. So it's just that your identity is catching up to the new reality that you just created, right? So that's amazing. And what I'd recommend you guys do is always zoom out. And when you zoom out, you're like, wow, like a couple months back, I never thought I'd have like a client like worth $2,300, right? Like literally a client across the globe just paid you $2,300. Anyways, so let me walk you guys through the questionnaire that the client actually filled. So this is essentially, let me walk you guys through from start to finish, okay? So this is basically the onboarding questionnaire. And this is essentially what I send to clients, okay? And I shared this with people. And this is basically just like an onboarding form where you send it to a client. Obviously, they have to pay you first. So for step one, they pay you, and then you book like a kickoff call, and then you just send them this onboarding form. And if I click on start, there's basically like multiple information, such as their first, last name, their company name, their website, and you essentially ask them questions such as your offer and target audience. And I made it super, super specific. Like, what is your offer? Be as specific as possible. We help X achieve Y through Z. And this is going to help you guys a ton, right? Because typically clients, they like even 6 to 7 all the way 8-figure companies, like they don't know how to like say their offer in a way that's clarified, right? And my advice for you guys is don't just send them the onboarding form like via email or like via text. Always do it during the onboarding, okay? So tell them to actually like just share their screen and go through the onboarding together, just because in my experience, when you send them the questionnaire, like this form, they answer it in a way that's not really clarified. So just take their hand and guide them through it. You say, hey, we're going to do this. It's going to take us 15 to 20 minutes, and actually fill out the form together. Okay. So you fill out the form together, and now you can understand like their business better, and you can fulfill easier, right? You can basically deliver the project. Okay. So let me walk you guys through the answers of this form. So their offer and target audience. So essentially it's a coaching client, and they help HR and benefits leaders improve employee health, reduce burnout, and cut healthcare costs through plug and play nutrition-based wellness training. Okay. So essentially what they do is they help any tech company with reducing burnout and with a nutrition-based wellness training. So as you guys can see, the offer is pretty like, you know, it's cluttered, doesn't really make any sense. So we help HR benefits leaders improve it. Like Nobody talks like this, okay? Which is the main reason why we help them, right? We help them clarify their offer, because if their offer sounds like a politician, like nobody is gonna buy, right? Because people appreciate more of a clarified offer, just because clarity beats everything, okay? So what I've done is I turned this entire document into like digestible, like actual human, basically how people outside talk, right? So let me walk you guys through it. So what they want to do is they want to target companies from 1 to 500 employees. Ideally, if they got recently funded, which is Series A or C or bootstrapped. The industry is pretty broad, such as tech, healthcare, finance, professional service, whatever. And they want to target VP of HR, CPOs, benefit manager, director of total rewards, people's operation managers, etc. So basically these are HR roles. And like I said, any tech, healthcare, finance, manufacturing. Okay. So obviously, whenever you build out a sales system, you want to identify the lead sourcing databases, and you also want to pre-draft something called a dream email. Okay. And let me walk you guys through the dream emails that I helped him with, and I essentially just wrote for him. Okay. So whenever you pre-draft a dream email, there's multiple angles you can go for. And one of these angles is the revenue generating angle. And this is one of the best angles, just because it frames your offer in a way that's going to be making the other party money. And it just lands because, as you guys know, every business just wants more money. And when you frame that way, like, hey, I'm going to make you guys more money, it's just easier to close, right? This is the revenue generating angle. There's another angle, which is basically like an emotional angle, right? Now, if you guys noticed here, this client's offer, what they do is they reduce burnouts, right? And cut healthcare. So I've tried my best to actually frame that offer in a way that's going to make them money. And I also did something else, okay? Because let me walk you guys through the thought process. So the pros of this money angle or revenue generating angle is that it's tangible. We're going to cut health claims, lower turnover costs, and it's easier to get forward this to a finance moment. What I mean by that is they're easily going to forward you to their finance department. The cons is that it can feel cold or too financial if it's not softened, okay? Now, there's another angle, which is the burnout angle. But the cons is that it's harder to measure, okay? Because it's hard to measure how bad is their burnout. It feels vague. And it's also easier to ignore than money. So what do? Well, we merge both of them. And it's the best of both worlds. And we're stacking both angles. Let's call this the anti-fragile stacking the angles, okay? So what we're going to do is basically use the burnout as the emotional opener and the cost reduction as the rational closer. Because as you guys know, like 99% of human decisions are purely emotional. So what we're doing here is just basically merging the two. We're going to use an emotional opener and then cost reduction as the actual rational closers. It's going to actually close them at the end. Okay. So here are the dream emails. Essentially what I've done is I wrote a couple and he's going to basically just A/B split them. So the first one is, hey, first name, notice your team's focus on people plus culture. So I wanted to ask something blunt. So see the opener, right? It's quite direct. Are your employees actually using the wellness perks, or are they just perks on paper? Burnout is quietly draining budgets through absenteeism, disengagement, and rising health claims. Our partners work with HR leaders at self-funded companies to turn wellness from a checkbox into a measurable ROI driver, using a plug-and-play nutrition training employees actually use. No coaching, no app, just better energy, fewer claims, and a culture boost with 60% users in 30 days, worth a quick look. So I tried my best to remove all the friction by saying, hey, no coaching, no app, right? Our offer is the best. And if you guys noticed here, we have the emotional trigger at first, and then what we're doing here is basically like a rational closer. Okay, we're saying, hey, burnout is quietly draining budget through disengagement, rising health claims, right? See the thought process? Now, let me walk you guys through the second copy. So this is the second copy. Hey, first name, are you seeing signs of burnout, low energy, or quiet quitting on your team? One of my partners, let's just call it Nutrition X, built something that surprised me. A plug-and-play nutrition-based training that's helped HR teams lower healthcare claims, reduce burnout, and actually get employees using wellness benefits again. It's not another app or coaching thing. See, it's not another app or coaching thing. See, this is how humans talk. This is how people talk outside, right? And these companies don't know how to clarify it, okay? Which is why a sales agency is basically irreplaceable. Just a simple rollout that integrates with your existing wellness strategy, no admin lift. Would it be worth sharing a short breakdown? So these are the copies that I wrote for him. Obviously, there's going to be follow-ups and also something called like a breakup email, which is essentially the last email. So I've sent that to him. So now let's just go ahead and scope out a project together. So there are multiple ways to actually scrape leads for him. And to just give you guys a golden nugget, whenever you hear something like recently funded, Series A, Series B, bootstrapped, one of the best platforms to go for is Crunchbase. Obviously, you can still go for Apollo, but Crunchbase is just better, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have to scrape Crunchbase. And obviously, we're going to have to use Epify just because it's frictionless, right? You don't want to deal with many platforms and just increase the costs. So scrape Crunchbase. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to reach out to these roles such as HR, etc., in their HR departments. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to find emails of personas, which is the personas that the client actually gave him, the personas that the client wants us to talk to. And once we do that, we're going to have to maybe add like a little bit of AI personalization, not too long, just like one liner, right? So AI personalization. And the last step is basically just pre-drafting the copy, adding them to a sequence and instantly, and just start the outreach. Okay. So step one is we're going to have to go to Crunchbase, and I'm going to show you guys a way to actually scrape Crunchbase because typically you need to pay like $99. So all you have to do is go to Crunchbase, free trial. Okay. So click on try Crunchbase for free. And you can essentially just try Crunchbase for free for like 7 days. And what I mean by that is you can scrape Crunchbase endlessly all day for 7 days. Okay. Now I already have an account here in crunchbase.com. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build a list, right? So the way we're going to do this is go to advanced search, go to companies. And I had a lot of people reach out asking me, Saad, whenever we scrape Crunchbase, I can only get access to the founder. What if I have another persona? Well, guys, simply just look at the dashboard, right? You see these contacts? Go to contacts. Well, guess what? Now you can get access to any persona. Let me show you how to do it. So go to overview, right? So has this job title. Okay, so these are the job titles. So in our case, they want to reach out to VP of HR. Okay, so VP of HR. So let's just copy this, or let's just type in VP. VP, human resources, okay? And then, what do they want again? They want CPO. So CPO. They also want benefits manager. Benefits manager. Also benefits specialist. Benefits administrator. Okay. Already at 48,000 results. So again, we're going to have to add people's operations managers. Okay, just type in people. Yeah, VP people. Yeah. It's the same. Yeah, employee wellness. I don't think there's employee wellness. Experience manager? Experience manager? Yeah, employee experience. Yeah. And also experience VP employee director employee of experience. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So we have all of these personas. Well, they want to reach out to let's go to organization. So they want 1 to 500. So there we go. And let's just go to financials. So let's go to Series A, B, C, and seed. We're also going to go to pre-seed and Series D, Series E, F, G, basically all of these funded companies. And in terms of industry, they want to target any tech, he told me. So any tech, healthcare, finance, whatever. So that's pretty good. Employee count 1 to 500. And then let's just go to organization, United States. Okay, so they only want the United States. Okay, sweet. So now we have all these companies. And this is the job department. Okay, the job title, see, benefits specialist, CPO, right? VP of people, human resources. So these are the people they want to talk to. Okay, now I have this list, right? What do? Before I actually do anything, let me check the table here. So if you guys don't know, you need to add columns. You can add like whatever you want. So the full name, obviously, the work emails, just remove that. Personal emails, you don't need that. Job levels, you don't need that. Job departments, you don't really need that again. Go to organization info. You have the organization headquarters. We don't care about it. Number of employees, we don't really care. Organization funding status, yes. And that's pretty much it. Click apply. So now what do? Well, I need to scrape it. So I'm going to go to Epify. And I'm going to go to Crunchbase. So type in Crunchbase. Okay. And the one that we want is going to be the ultimate Crunchbase search scraper. Click on try for free. And then simply go and copy this URL, Control C, paste it here. In terms of total numbers of records required, let's scrape everything. So 3,684, 3,684. Always make sure it's the custom proxy is residential. Go to run options, make sure it's no timeout, and remove everything here. So you need like a session cookie from your Crunchbase account. So simply download a extension. It's called edit this cookie. Okay, and it's going to be edit this cookie. Now I have Brave. In your case, if you're using Google Chrome or like anything really, just add it. So I have it already. So now simply go to the extensions tab, edit this cookie, and simply copy the cookie by cookies extract cookie. Okay, now simply paste it here. Click on save and start. Okay. So now the scraper is going to go ahead and scrape the data on behalf of you. And your session cookie is essentially like your ID, right? Scrape 50 records. Thank you. And it's going to be populated here. So we have the last funding stage. We have the name. We also have their LinkedIn URL, which is pretty awesome. You can essentially just scrape their LinkedIn URL, right? Have like their recent posts and say, hey, I saw your recent post about X and Y. We can help you, etc. So there's multiple ways to skin a cat. I don't know where this came from. Skin a cat. That sounds horrible to me. Okay, so scraped 50 records. This is going to stop at 3,600. As you guys can see, like this is a free account. Let me just walk you guys through it. This is a free trial active. See, like it's active. So you don't need like a paid Crunchbase Epify scraper unless you're scraping at high volumes. Then I would recommend you guys just pay for it. It's gonna remove all that friction for you. Okay, so 500. So it's taking not that much time. It's pretty good. So we have this person right here. What do we have to? Fund in total. This is how much they actually raised. Identifier. Okay, sweet. So 800, which is pretty good. Now, what do? Well, we're going to go ahead and build out a system in make.com. All this is scraping. So let's go to make.com. And then the system is going to be pretty straightforward, right? It's going to take us 10 minutes to build because the main thing, thing that we focused on was actually the copy and the offer. Because I always say this, 90% of the actual messaging is the offer and the words that you're going to say. So let's just name this coaching community member client. Okay. And then simply go to Epify, go to get data set items. If you notice, we always start from here because we want to retrieve that data scraped off that scraper, right? So I think we can still retrieve the data right now, even if this is still scraping. But it's going to take us what? 2 more minutes, because 2 minutes is like 1,400. Well, another 2 minutes is going to be 3,500. Okay, so let's go to the settings, go to API integration, and then let's just go to this API token. Make sure you always go to default API token. Don't go to API CLI login. I don't even know what that is. Never tried it. So copy this, click on add. Go to connection type. It's going to be Epify API token. Go to API token and paste it here. Okay. So the data set ID is basically where the data is. So let's just go back. So I run. And the actor is getting our data. So let's go to storage. And this is the data set ID. Okay. So copy it. Paste it here. In terms of format's always going to be JSON. In terms of limit, just put 1 for now. Let's just retrieve 1 record. See how the data looks. So there we go. So Aparna, this guy, Arise AI. Okay. CPO, we're hiring. Oh, so they're hiring. So that's a pain sniffing tactic, you guys. If they are hiring, That means they are looking to expand. And I mean, think about it. Like they just got recently funded. Imagine like his client lands a client with Arise AI. What do they do? Arise AI? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a really nice website. Okay, they have Uber. Like what? Uber. They have Spotify. That's if they manage to land a deal with this company, think about it like the profit share this is gonna be. Typically, this is like high LTV. They most likely make over 100K. So this lady is like a software engineer in Apple and machine learning engineer in Uber. Okay, this is intimidating. Okay, so CPO at Rise AI. Okay, sweet. So let's just go ahead and name this. Get leads off Epify. All right, sweet. So this is finished. I think it's finished. Not yet. It's 2,900. But since we have the lady, the name, we have the organization, which is Arise AI. Well, we can essentially just find their emails. Now, in his case, he can just use the command center, right? The command center is essentially like an email enrichment platform that finds the emails, right? And this is essentially like free, unlimited, well, technically unlimited, but we're gonna rate limited you if you are using it too much. I'm kidding. Obviously not. It's technically unlimited, so members can use it all day. The funny part is actually yesterday or like the day before, we had like 100K requests. Like the community is actually put in the work, which is amazing, right? So he can use this, which is an email finder. But I'm cognitive of my viewers. They don't actually have the SSM master. Sorry, guys. So I'm gonna walk you guys through how to find the emails, whether if you have like a similar client. So what I would recommend, go to an email finder. Okay. So an email finder is pretty good too. It's pretty similar to SSM in terms of like finding the emails, right? They have like a water flow way of finding emails. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go to login. Let me just log into this account that I have. And it looks like I'm already here. And I have like, how many do I have here? Which is pretty good. I have like 11,000. So I'm going to go to API. So once you sign up, go to API and copy this API. Okay. And once you do that, click on this plus button, go to any mail finder, search for a person's email, click on add, paste this here, and just name this coaching, for example. Pretty straightforward. So go to search by company name. So the company name is Arise AI. The full name is going to be this lady. Click on save, and then let's just run once. So let's see if an email finder is going to find the email. So we found it. So we found the email, which is good. So let's just name this find email. Sweet. Save this. Auto align this. Now let's check this. So 3,685 results. Awesome. We scraped 3,000. Okay, wait. Okay, great. So what are we going to do now is I'm going to show you guys a way to scrape the LinkedIn of that lady. Okay. So if you guys noticed here, LinkedIn, we have the LinkedIn. This is the actual URL, right? So since this is the actual URL, right? Because LinkedIn.com, this lady, we know now the URL. So we can essentially check this out. Click on this plus button, go to Exa AI, and Exa is essentially just a web crawler that just scrapes and like strips the HTML of a page, right? So this is exactly what we're going to be doing. So perform a search. Oh, not this. Perform a search. So let's just do this again. Exa AI, perform a search. All right, and check this out. So the search query is basically LinkedIn.com. And then here's what to do. Add the LinkedIn here. See? Total numbers of results, 1. Category, company. Include text and response, yes. Click on save. Now check this out. See, we have the text of that lady. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing. So click on this plus button. Now we have this data. So we're going to create a prompt, right? Using Entropic so we can generate the personalization. I'm just using Claude, right? You can use any AI model that you want. I'm going to go to max tokens 3060, add messages, user. Content is going to be text. And let me make sure. Let me make sure you guys see everything by putting myself right here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a plug and play prompt that I have in my 7-figure prompt. And which prompt are we going to be using? We're going to be using this one. What do you guys think? Yeah, this one's pretty good. I always recommend you guys don't go crazy in terms of personalization at first when you are working with a client's project, just because you want to be doing things that don't scale, right? And what I mean by that is you want to squeeze as much juice from things that are basic first, and then you can do other things later. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed in the funding total, which is funding total. And then again, last funding type, which is Series C. And then another thing is category, which is value. Click on save. And then we're going to have to add a condition if email exists. So if email exists, save, run once. Congrats on securing 131 million in funding. Building AI ML deployment challenges is rare in a crowded market. Okay, sweet. This is going to be personalization. Oops. Let me delete this. Go to personalization. Okay. I'll just save this, auto align this. Well, now last step is adding everything to our dream email. So set variable. And then we're just going to have to copy this. Let's just go for the second copy. So copy this, paste it here. And first we're going to have to add hey first name, which is, so we need to get the first name. So we're going to split the full name, which is this lady, based off a space. And then we're going to get one. So we're getting first name. So we're getting Aparna, right? So this is 1, this is 2, and this little space here. So what we're going to do is add the, let's just remove this. So we're going to add the congrats line here. Just congrats. And again, we're just going to copy this, paste this here, and then add another thing. I think this copy is going to do well. Yeah, I think this copy is going to crush it. Boom. Paste this here. And then the last thing, there we go. Worth a quick look. Let's save this. Just name this dream email. And then let's just save this and then let's just run. Okay. Hey Aparna, congrats on raising 131M. Building a specialized AI observations platform that tackles model drift shows remarkable foresights in the ML infrastructure space. Yeah, that's really good. Let me remove this line here. Save this. And then let's double check the structure. This looks good. Yeah. All right, sweet. So now the last step is going to add everything to our instantly by adding lead to a campaign. Let's go to instantly and then verify a human. We're going to create a new campaign. Okay, let's just log in to this random account that I have. And then we're going to create a new campaign by adding new. And then let's just name this Nutrition X. Okay, so I have it here. What is this? Instantly credits. So they added a new feature. So I'm going to go to campaign ID, refresh. I'm going to get access to it, which is Nutrition X. Now the leads email is going to be obviously the leads email, the first name. Let's just copy this. Control C. Go back to instantly, paste it here. Now the second thing is going to be 2. Now the company name is obviously going to be Arise AI. Personalization is going to be the dream email. Okay. So now let's just run this at 10, for example. Obviously the first one found. So we're adding everything to our instantly campaign. Nutrition X. Let's go to sequences. And just type in personalization. Sends from my iPhone. And then let's just save. So there we go. Congrats on your 813 million. Imagine, like almost $1 billion in funding. Navigate, and it's like 500 companies, well, 1 to 500. Navigating the clean energy sector through multiple funding rounds shows remarkable market validation. Hey, Adam. So let's just refresh this. Currently adding everything to our instantly. All right, sweet. So in terms of subject line, just first name, idea. Idea for better, idea for less burnout. Yeah, this is going to be good. And one, I'm going to add a dot just to act as a pattern disrupt. Okay, so we're getting everything here. Meg, idea for less burnout. Okay, sweet. So this is how you fulfill for a client that has a similar offer. As you guys can see, it's not rocket science. So the only thing you have to do now is just basically take action and get out there. And I believe in you. So I'll talk to you soon. Peace.